All right, today we're going to tackle something, well, something pretty intense. It's an idea from a classic Mahayana Buddhist text that really pushes our whole concept of generosity, of what it means to give, to its absolute breaking point. So let me ask you something. Just take a second and think about it. What is the most selfless gift you can possibly imagine? Like, what's the most radical act of giving you can even conceive of? Got something? Okay. Well, I'm willing to bet that the text we're digging into today takes that idea and just dials it up to 11. The text hits us with this line right away, and it is startling. You have this being, a bodhisattva, who sees someone in need and just says, "My marrow and flesh, take as you please." And let me be clear, this isn't just some poetic flourish. It's setting the stage for a really profound dive into what it means to give, well, to give everything. Okay, so these texts are just packed with imagery that can be, frankly, pretty shocking. We're talking about bodhisattvas. These are beings who are completely dedicated to enlightenment for the sake of everyone else. And they're described as literally giving away their own eyes, their hands, their feet, even their lives to anyone who asks for them. I know, it sounds extreme, because it is. But here's the twist. The real story here isn't about the physical act. It's about what's going on underneath all that on a much, much deeper level. So, to really get what's happening, we have to kind of shift our perspective. Let's look away from the act itself and zoom in on the intention behind it. See, the secret sauce isn't in the sacrifice. It's all about the giver's state of mind. And trust me, this is where things get really fascinating. What's wild is that the text says this over and over again when the bodhisattva makes one of these, incredible offerings. They don't feel pain. They don't feel loss. Instead, it says, a joyful heart arises. They're literally filled with this deep, genuine happiness just for the chance to give. And we're not talking about some kind of frantic, over-the-top joy either. No, this happiness is rooted in a really deep serenity. The text uses the phrase their mind is undisturbed. They're doing this with this incredible calm, this unwavering focus, because they're driven by a purpose that's so much bigger than their own physical body. So, just to be super clear here, this has nothing to do with self-harm or anything like that. The bodhisattva is not grasping at suffering. And why? Because they have this deep understanding that physical pain, just like everything else, is temporary. It's impermanent. So by not clinging to that sensation, they're able to transcend it. It's a total demonstration of mastery over the mind. But how? How is that even possible? What on earth allows for that kind of mental state? Well, that question brings us to the absolute heart of the matter. There's a kind of spiritual technology, if you will, that makes this whole thing tick. It's a central practice in Mahayana Buddhism, and you can think of it as the engine that transforms these seemingly physical acts into something truly cosmic. It's a concept called huixiang, which translates to the dedication of merit. And the idea is actually pretty straightforward. Think of it this way. Any good deed you do creates a kind of positive spiritual energy. We'll call it merit. Now, instead of just banking that merit for yourself, the bodhisattva intentionally dedicates it, like they're redirecting a power source, to benefit every single being in the entire universe. So here's the recipe for this kind of spiritual alchemy. Step 1, you do a good thing, a virtuous act. Step 2, that act generates merit. Step 3, you form a really powerful, compassionate vow. And then the final step, step 4, you take all that positive energy you just created and dedicate it to making that vow come true for everyone, everywhere. Now let's see what this looks like in action, how it completely transforms the act of giving. Okay, so this is where we see how this practice really starts to build on itself. As you go through the text, this beautiful poetic pattern starts to show up again and again. You realize the physical gift is never, ever the end of the story. It's really just the seed for a much bigger, much more profound spiritual goal. Let's look at a really clear example. The bodhisattva gives away their physical eyes. Okay, intense. But then, using this art of dedication, they make a vow. They say, with this act, may all beings receive the wisdom eye, the eye that can see the true nature of reality. Do you see what happened? A finite physical gift was just transformed into an infinite spiritual blessing for absolutely everyone. And this pattern just keeps going. The bodhisattva gives away their hands and feet. So what's the vow that goes with it? May all beings receive countless treasure hands, hands that can offer gifts, that can bring comfort, that can help others. It's incredible. A personal sacrifice is literally alchemized into empowering the entire universe. And this leads to the ultimate expression of this whole idea. The text calls our physical form the impermanent body because, well, it is. And by giving that away, the Bodhisattva makes the biggest vow of all, that every single being may receive the diamond body. What's that? It's an indestructible, enlightened form, the body of a Buddha. They are literally trading their own fragile form for a vow that promises ultimate liberation for all. So you have to ask, what is the grand motivation here? What's the engine driving all of this? Why would anyone take on such an extraordinary, difficult path? Well, the text is actually crystal clear about the ultimate goal. It really all comes down to this. The Bodhisattva's vision isn't just big, it's cosmic. Every single act, whether it seems small or, unbelievably extreme, is fueled by one unwavering intention: to end all suffering and to help every single being, with zero exceptions, achieve the highest possible state of perfect, complete enlightenment. So now let's go back to that shocking imagery from the beginning. We can see it in a totally new light, right? This ultimate sacrifice, it's not really about physical loss at all. It's a powerful metaphor. It's about a compassion that's so huge, a love so complete, that it just refuses to see any separation between me and you. And that kind of love, it actually has the power to transform reality itself. And all of this leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Okay, these stories are obviously extreme, but they're asking us a really direct question, one that applies right here in our own lives. What does it truly mean to give? Not just giving without expecting to get something back, but giving in such a way that your own happiness is found entirely in seeing someone else benefit. That is a deep question, and it's definitely one worth thinking about. Thanks for exploring it with us.